Let's consider a group of children who want to cross three bridges and reach the other side. If suppose one of the bridges breaks, have you thought what would happen? The children will not be able to reach the other end. What could be the solution to this? Shall we see another situation? Here we have instead of a bridge, we have three bridges across the river, so that even if one bridge breaks, the children can follow in the other two bridges and reach the other end. But in the second situation, things are possible, but still difficulties will be increased. Similarly, think about the children as the electrons that are flowing, and they are flowing through resistors which are acting as three bridges here. If suppose these bridges or these resistors are connected in series, one of the resistor, if it breaks, you will see that the current will not pass through the circuit. It cannot pass through the three resistors. Whereas if the three resistors are placed in parallel to each other, even if one resistor doesn't work, the current can pass through the other two resistors. These things we can see it even mathematically also. Let us see how we need to calculate the resistance of resistors in a circuit. We'll move on with the first one, resistors in series. These resistors, when they are connected in series, are represented in the form of symbols as shown in this diagram. You will see that the resistors are joined here end to end. Consider the system of resistors, three resistors. Consider this as R1, R2 and R3 connected in series, and a circuit as shown in this diagram with three cells connected one after the other. The combination of the three cells is called as a battery, and a switch, a voltmeter across the end of the three resistors, and an ammeter connected in series to the circuit. Suppose we give values to the three resistors as 5 ohm, 8 ohm and 12 ohm, and the three cells used here 2 volt each, and when you switch this circuit on, you can see the flow of current from the positive terminal of the cell to the negative terminal, that is the conventional flow of the current. Reminding you once again that the flow of electrons is in the opposite direction, that is the flow of electrons is opposite to the direction of the conventional flow of current. Now here, if we are using this voltmeter across the end of the three resistors together, we get it as 6 volt, whereas if you keep it in separately across each resistor, you will see here it is 1.2 volt, and if you move on to the next one, you will see that it is 1.92 volt, and across the 12 ohm resistor, you can see the voltmeter will be 2.88 volt, and you can understand from this that the potential difference across the three resistors separately, if you sum them up, you will get it as 6 volt. That is, if you take the total resistance of the three resistors as V, and if you take the resistance 5 ohm resistance, and across that if you take the potential difference, you will get it as V1, here it is V2, and here it is V3. Then you will find that V will be equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3. Similarly, you can see that the current is 0.24 ampere. This current, if you see, if you keep it at any point in the circuit, it will remain the same. You can see it is 0.24 ampere. You can see that the current remains the same throughout the circuit. At any point if you keep, you will see that it is the same. Okay. Using this information, that is V will be equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3, we can derive the equation for the equivalent resistance of the system of resistors that are in series. From the experiment that we had seen just now, we can conclude that the individual voltages were summed up to get the voltage that was the potential difference across the system of resistors, and the current was found to be constant. Using that information, we say that V equal to V1 plus V2 plus V3, and applying Ohm's law, V equal to IR, in this equation we get IR is equal to IR1 plus IR2 plus IR3. Here current I is constant and so has been taken as I in all the three situations. So IR will be equal to I into R1 plus R2 plus R3. Cancelling the current I on both the sides of the equation, we get R is equal to R1 plus R2 plus R3. So this is the final equation, which is the equivalent resistance of the system of resistors connected in series. In this, you can also find that the equivalent resistance R is greater than all the individual resistances, that is R1, R2 and R3. Now this is the situation in system of resistors connected in series. Let us see the other situation when these resistors are connected in parallel. Let us consider the second situation where the children had to cross a river using 3 different bridges. Similarly, when the 3 resistors or 4 resistors are connected as the bridges, you say it as resistors in parallel. That is, the ends of resistors are joined at the same point. Now here you can see that if the current is coming in this path, it gets distributed into these 4 different ways, and when it comes out of this, like over here, they are all joined here at this point and the current gets added up at this point. So what you understand from parallel resistors is that the current that comes over here gets distributed and the same current adds up when it comes out of this together. Let us see the simulation, how the parallel system of resistors works and how to calculate its equivalent resistance. Now let us see what happens when the resistors are connected in parallel. Here the setup is as shown in this diagram, and the voltmeter is connected across the ends of the three resistors that are in parallel. You can see the resistors are the end of the three resistors are connected like this all together at one point, and the current that passes through the circuit, if you switch it on, you can see the current in the circuit is 4 ampere, and the potential difference across the three resistors is 12 volt when you have 5 ohm, 10 ohm and 30 ohm resistors connected in parallel. As we had seen in series also, let us see what happens when you take this voltmeter and connect it across the 5 ohm resistor, similarly the 10 ohm resistor, and again when you connect it across the 30 ohm resistor, you will see that the potential difference across the resistors will always be 12 volt. And if you connect it here across these 2 points, that is the points where all the three resistors are connected parallel to each other, it is again 12 volt. That means the potential difference remains the same when the resistors are in parallel. Whereas if you see the current in the circuit, it is 4 ampere here, and if you connect the ammeter at 5 ohm resistor, you get it as 2.4 ampere. Across 10 ohm resistor, when you connect, you get 1.2 ampere, and here you get it as 0.4 ampere. And as we had seen in series circuit, the potential difference across the system of resistors was the sum of the potential difference across the individual resistors. Now here it is the opposite of that. You can see the current values, if you sum them up together, they will sum up to 4 ampere. That is, the current at this point is 4 ampere, which is at this point is 4 ampere, which is getting distributed to the three different resistors, and after it comes out from here, again it sums up to 4 ampere. So here if you consider the current at 5 ohm resistor as I1, here I2, and here you take it as I3, and if you take the current value of all the three resistors together at this point as I, then I will be equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, whereas the potential difference is the same throughout, that is V is constant. Using this information, we can calculate the resistance of the system of resistors that are connected in parallel using the Ohm's law. Let us see how this is done. From our simulation, we found that the total current I was equal to the sum of individual currents, that is I is equal to I1 plus I2 plus I3, and the voltage across the individual resistors was found to be the same. Applying Ohm's law in the equation first one, we get I is equal to V by R. Using that, V by R is equal to V by R1 plus V by R2 plus V by R3. Here the voltage V is common in all the three, so we take it as V into 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. We find that the potential difference V is common on both the sides, and so we cancel the potential difference V on both the sides and we get 1 by R1, 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So from this we can conclude that the reciprocal of equivalent resistance of a group of resistances joined in parallel is equal to the sum of reciprocals of the individual resistances. Also, the equivalent resistance is less than the smallest individual resistance. Here there is a small correction, that is, we have written here cancelling the current I. It is actually cancelling the current potential difference V, because V is common on both the sides. We cancel V and then move on further, saying 1 by R is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. So this becomes our final equation, which is the equivalent resistance of the resistors that are connected in parallel. I hope you would have understood the equivalent resistance of system of resistors when they are connected in series and in parallel, and we saw the two situations also. Now we shall see what are the disadvantages of series circuit and the advantages of the parallel circuit, which we have already discussed. Now we are putting it into points. Disadvantages of series circuit. It is impracticable to connect an electric bulb and an electric heater in series because they need currents of widely different values to operate properly. It means that different devices in a circuit require different amount of current, and so we cannot connect them all together in series because they all will get the same amount of current which they don't require, and so they may not work properly, or the circuit may break. The advantages of parallel circuit says that a parallel circuit divides the current through the electrical gadgets. The total resistance in a parallel circuit is decreased, and this is helpful particularly when each gadget has different resistance and requires different currents to operate properly. That is, the disadvantages of series circuit has been overcome by the parallel circuit. I hope you would have understood now the concept of series and parallel circuit, and so applying the two equations that we learned till now, we shall see problems based on it. The first question: determine the following quantities for the circuit shown. Now here you have three resistors, a 20 ohm resistor, 30 ohm resistor and a 50 ohm resistor that are connected in series, and the circuit has a 125 volt cell that is connected here, and you need to calculate the equivalent resistance of the circuit, the current that flows through the circuit, the current through each resistor in the circuit, and finally the voltage across each resistor. So as we do it in all the problems, first you need to mention the given values. R1 is equal to 20 ohm, R2 is equal to 30 ohm, R3 equal to 50 ohm, and the potential difference V is equal to 125 volt. Now the equivalent resistance, that is RS, is actually R1 plus R2 plus R3. So 20 ohm plus 30 ohm plus 50 ohm, which sums up to 100 ohm. So 100 ohm is the equivalent resistance of all the three resistors together. Current from the power supply. Now this is a series circuit, and so we have to find the current that flows through the circuit using the Ohm's law, I equal to V by R. R is the equivalent resistance of the three resistors. So 125 volt divided by 100 ohm, which is 1.25 ampere. Here we take RS because the current is passing through all the three resistors that are connected in the circuit. Now here the third one, current through each resistor. Through the simulation already we have learned that in a series circuit the current is constant, and so the current which we found to be 1.25 ampere is the same through all the three resistors. That is, I is equal to I1, which is equal to I2 and equal to I3, that is 1.25 ampere. Whereas the voltage depends on the resistance of the resistors. So the next one, voltage across each resistor, we find out using the Ohm's law, V equal to IR, where R resistor is different for all the three situations. So we have V1 is equal to I1 R1, 1.25 into 20 ohm, which will be 25 volt. Similarly, V2 we get it as 37.5 volt and V3 as 62.5 volt. And if you add all the three voltages together, you will get it to as 125 volt, which is the total potential difference in the circuit. Similarly, if these resistors are connected in parallel, how do we solve the problem? Let us see. Determine the following quantities for the circuit shown. The same type of question as in the previous one, only the difference is the resistors are in parallel. Again here the values are a little different. One is 20 ohm resistor, the other is 100 ohm resistor, and the third is 50 ohm resistor. And so we have to give the initial values for all the three, that is R1 is 20 ohm, R2 is 100 ohm not 30, and R3 is 50 ohm, and potential difference 125 volt. Now the equivalent resistance here we need to find out, that is 1 by Rp, which is equal to 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2 plus 1 by R3. Applying the value for R1 and R2 and R3, we get 1 by 20 ohm plus 1 by 30 plus 1 by 50, which is equal to 8 ohm by 100. That is 1 by Rp is equal to 8 by 100. So if you take a reciprocal on both the sides, you get Rp is equal to 100 by 8, which is 12.5 ohm. Similarly, now the second question, the current from the power supply. Again here we know that in a parallel circuit the current value in the circuit will be taken as I equal to V by Rp, that is the current from the power supply. So from the power supply if we take, we need to find out the total resistance, only then we can find out the current. So I equal to V by Rp, that is 125 volt divided by 12.5 ohm, which is 10 ampere. The third part of the question, current through each resistor. Again using the Ohm's law, we have I is equal to V by R. So here the current is different in all the three resistors. So here we find I1 is equal to V by R1. Here we are taking V as constant because it's a parallel circuit again. So I1 is equal to V by R1 becomes 125 by 20, which is 6.25 ampere. Similarly, I2 we get it as 1.25 ampere and I3 we get as 2.5 ampere. And again, as we set in the series circuit question, here also if we add all the three current values, that is 6.25 ampere, 1.25 ampere and 2.5 ampere together, we get 10 ampere, which is the total current that is from the power supply. The fourth part of the question, voltage across each resistor. Since it's a parallel circuit, the voltage remains constant, and so V is equal to V1, which is equal to V2 equal to V3, which is 125 volt. So 125 volt potential difference is constant value throughout the circuit. I hope you would have understood the two questions based on series and parallel circuit. Thank you.